and good morning or good evening, whatever time of day it is when you watch this. I have had so many questions about what I do first thing in the morning, and when I say like I'm priming, I thought I would just finally make a video about it to answer all of the questions at once. So I've made my little list of questions, but I'm going to preface it with why I started doing this. So what I do in the morning is called priming. So if you haven't seen it, go into my highlights. You can see every day, or if you follow me, just wait until tomorrow morning and you'll see every single morning I start my morning the same way. Not all the time do I put it up on here because I don't want to get like super boring, but every single day I've been doing priming. And why I started doing it. So my life in 2019 was nuts, and totally a lot of things that happened that were out of my control. And so when things happen that are out of my control, and I think with many other people out of their control, I feel very ungrounded, and then I flounder and I kind of panic and I just freak out, and my emotions were everywhere. Granted, my emotions still can be everywhere because life is really difficult sometimes, but I felt like I had absolutely no control over my life or my reactions. And so I literally Googled how to start taking control of my life. And the biggest thing that came up was starting to have a morning routine. Well, at that time, like when I woke up and when I would work or if I was in the hospital, there were so many things that changed in the morning that I was like, oh, how do I have a morning routine if my mornings don't always look the same? And so I was like, what can I do? What can I do? And so in the depths of the internet, I found a big TED Talk on priming by Tony Robbins. And it's how he starts his morning. Granted, his morning routine, I think, takes like a total of an hour. Whereas to me, I was like, okay, I need something that's 5 to 10 minutes that can help ground me and focus me. And I can do it wherever I want, whenever I want, no matter how sick I am. So that's what started my priming. Okay, what is priming? There are like 6 different types of priming, and basically it's making connections to different words, thoughts, or values to your actions and reactions. So it helps your brain focus in or change. So a lot of people use it in therapy. When it comes to something that's traumatic, you help your body adjust to what was traumatic by something that's not traumatic. So you're associating or you're priming your mind in that sense. So it helps you like deal with a lot of things. There's also there's so many different types. Like I said, there's 6. So what I do is mine is 2-word priming. And so what I do is I find 2 words that are in the same category, and every single month I rotate them out, give or take. I have one that I've been using for like 3 months now, and I build them into my affirmations. So what I do every single morning, in case you haven't seen, is I start and I put my feet on the ground and I put my hands on my bed and I like lock off. And I basically make sure that like everything is touching something, and that helps ground me. So I start my morning, I start my morning by being grounded, and I take 3 big deep breaths. And so it helps start clearing my mind. Then I put my hands up into a receiving pattern, and I drop my neck back. So that way the universe's energy can give me what I need. And at this point is when I say my affirmation. So I have been using the big affirmation that is, I am in control of my emotions. And I take a big deep breath and I let it out. And then I say it again, and I do 3 big deep breaths here, just like breathing and setting my mind. And then in the next one, I put my hand over my heart and then over my stomach, which is once again just connecting my body's energy to itself. And I take big 3 deep breaths here. And this is like deep in meditative, relaxing everything, setting my intention breaths. And so I take like 3 big deep breaths there. And then that's when I open up. So I open up my chest and my heart and my shoulders, and then I drop down and I stretch forward and backwards. And then I'm ready for the day. It takes approximately 7 minutes every single morning. It's not difficult. When I was in the hospital, I still did it. When I've been violently ill, I've still been able to do it. It's something that's super easy. Okay, why is it valuable? That's a big question that I've been asking, or why did I choose to do it? Like I said, I chose to do it because I needed something that was consistent in my life, and I needed to take control of something. Because when you're in a state where your health is so out of control, sometimes your life is, whether it's your job, your family, your relationships, your children, whatever it is, you need to take one moment that is fully in control and that you are in control of. And so priming, once again, you can do it anywhere or anytime, and it really allows you to take control of that. So it's valuable for me because it allows me to control my emotions, my reactions, and set my morning off in an intention that like just works for me, if that makes sense. And so because of that simple thing is what's kind of like hooked me to it. So how do you do it? You could mimic exactly what I do, or you could look up priming yourself and figure out what you need in your life. The biggest thing is deep guttural diaphragm breaths. Like you need to make sure that you're expanding and breathing and calming your mind down. So basically you're helping your whole nervous system reset. So if you've ever woken up and you're like, I'm already stressed out, or you woke up and you looked on Instagram and you're like, my life isn't as good as I want it to be, or my children are screaming, or my dog is barking, or my insides are falling apart and I might poop my pants, whatever it is, you just take this moment. I mean, obviously there's certain things, go attend to them, but then come back and you take this moment to just like breathe and reset your morning by your standards. So how you want your day to turn out is how your priming is. And that's why it's been so important and so helpful to me in my life. So if you are watching this, you can ask more questions down below. You can also always DM me. I will respond. Usually I try to respond within 24 hours and I will respond to everybody. So that is fun. I will also leave some links for some of the Tony Robbins stuff, and I'm writing a blog post on it tonight. So that will be out when this video is out as well. So that way you can read about it. You can get all those links there. You can get any information that you want. And that way you can also just help start your life and move it into a situation that you want it to be. If you think this is all hocus pocus, I mean, keep going. It's all hocus pocus. But for me, it's allowed me, even in my darkest times or in times when I didn't think I could go on, or I was laying in a hospital bed all by myself, I was able to take control of my life and my emotions. And so to me, it has changed the way that I've looked at things. So it definitely can't hurt to try. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Anyways, I hope you guys have a good night. Good night from Alibi and I, and hopefully I'll do more videos in my comfy beanbag chair, not wearing pants.